Hey guys, it's Miss Syed, and we are going to talk about simple interest today. So first, let's take a look at our activation of prior knowledge. In this video, I'm going to review some of the vocabulary that we learned today, which, by the way, will be very helpful to you, not only as a math student, but as you move forward in your life as a person who wants to buy cars, and maybe you'll want to buy a house, and maybe you'll want to have a credit card. And so it's important to know about interest. Simple interest is a great starting place. So Elijah wants to buy a new car. Let me find a color here. We'll go blue. Elijah wants to buy a new car. He doesn't have all the money to pay for the car, so he takes out a $12,000 loan from his friend Kyle. Kyle tells Elijah, I'll give you $12,000 now, but you need to pay me back $13,000 within a year. Okay. Why would Elijah have to pay Kyle more than the original amount of the loan? Okay. Well, there's a couple of reasons. I don't, these guys are apparently friends, but um, when you take out a loan, essentially you are, and I'm going to link Khan Academy, the great Khan Academy video to this, but essentially you are renting money. Okay. You're saying, I want this thing. I don't have the money for it. I'm going to borrow that money. But you're renting money from, in this case, Kyle. All right. And so the money you rent or the money that you borrow is called the principal. And in this case, it's principal, like the principal hoard. So the principal is that $12,000, that money that you borrowed. And then that sort of 13,000, that extra amount of money, that's the interest. Okay, is that extra $1,000. Now, what is interest and when is it used? So interest, again, is sort of the price that you pay for borrowing money. And, oh, sorry, when is it used? Well, it's used practically everywhere. Okay, so interest, we're going to call it the price you pay to borrow money. And that's a really simple um, explanation. And when is it used? So some examples of when you might pay interest are a car loan. Oops. You might have a credit card on which you'll pay interest. You might have a mortgage, which is when you buy a home. Okay. Other sort of bigger purchases. Or even small purchases. Uh, Sometimes you might put a small purchase. Sorry, I had a little brain fart there. A small purchase on layaway. I don't know if layaway. Although the truth is, I don't know if all stores charge interest. So this is a sometimes. Don't assume that layaway is something that has interest. Layaway is, by the way, when you go, all right, I want to go, shopping for my son's birthday, and I want to buy him all these things, but I don't quite have the money for it now. So I'm going to go shopping. I'm going to take it to a part of the store where they'll hold it for me, and I can pay it off slowly. And that some stores charge interest. I don't know if all stores charge interest. Okay. Now, ways that you might typically earn interest are if you open a bank account. If you invest, um, if you buy a bond, okay. So there are ways that you pay interest as a consumer, and there are ways that you earn interest as a consumer. All right, so there's the sort of quick and dirty explanation of what interest is. And of course, why do we have interest? Well, because people want to buy houses and people want to buy cars, and these are very, very expensive things. Not many people have the cash to put up front right away, but they do have the ability to slowly pay that off. And so the way that banks make money is by collecting interest on those loans. So today we're going to talk about simple interest. Now let's take a look at our quick explore here. On January 1st, 2014, Mr. Saunders put $56,000 into a savings account. The bank awards him 1% of his original balance in simple interest each year. Okay. This is very important. Original balance, you remember that's what we're going to call the principal. Okay, principal. Put that $56,000. I spelled it wrong. All right. And we're using simple interest. I don't even think we learn about complex interest this year. You will learn about it probably next year. So my simple interest, I have 1%. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll say, okay, this is $56,000. All right. And again, this is a percent problem now. I need to find the percent times the original. All right, to get my new. All right. So I'm going to find 1%, 0.01 times $56,000. And that's going to give me my interest per year. All right. So each year, this is earning $560. Okay. So what that means is in 2015, he's going to have $56,560. All right. In 2016, I'm also going to add $560. So he'll have 56, 560 plus 560, which would give him, sorry, this is not coming out super neat, so I'm going to erase it. We're going to a different color. All right, so which would give him that sort of 56, 60 plus 560, which gives him $57,000, 120. All right, and then you add another 560, 57, 120 plus 560 is equal to 57, 680. Okay, so fill in the chart below. I found only the 1% of the principal, the original amount of money. because with simple interest, the principal, the interest is based on the original principal and does not change with the balance, okay? So I'm just going to write this here, simple interest is based on the original principal. Let's take a look at this next. Miss McNichol took out loans to pay for college in 2005. She borrowed $56,000 and is charged 8% of her original balance in interest every year. Fill in the chart below. Okay, very similar to what I just did. All right, I have my $56,000 again. That's my principal. Program doesn't work very well in graphs. Okay, so here's my principal. All right, and so I'm going to take my percent times my original, my principal, to get my yearly interest. All right, so I will say 0.08 times $56,000 is equal to, check my calculation here, $56,000 times 0.08 is equal to $4,480. I want to double check that calculation here. 56. Yep, okay. 4,480. Whoop. All right. $4,480. Okay, so 56,000 plus 4,480 is going to give me 60,480. And then I'm going to have 64,000 because I'm adding, right, plus 480. So I'm going to have 64,960 plus 4,480. I will have, I'm trying to do this in my head now, 69,000. 69,440. All right. So in 2015, this is going to be what Miss McNichol owes on her original loan of $56,000. So you can imagine if I'm the bank and I'm the one who lent this money, that $56,000 for me, I get that $56,000 back. Plus, I'm going to get an additional $13,000, $440. So this is how banks make their money. One of the many ways that banks will make money is by charging this interest. One thing I want to show you, and this is, you'll notice here that Mr. Saunders, he put money into a savings account and he got back 1% interest. When Miss McNichol took money from a bank, a loan, she paid 8% interest. There was this huge difference in interest. And you'll notice that when you open up a savings account or you put money in a bank, you'll notice that the interest that the bank is giving you is much, much smaller than the interest that you would give the bank if you took out a loan. So, what is simple interest and how does it work? So, simple interest is the fee for borrowing money which is a percentage based on the original loan or the principal. Well, let's move on and do a couple of these. All right, Isaac loans his friend $32 to buy a video game. He says that he can pay him back in 1 month with 9% interest. How much will Isaac's friend owe him? Well, first of all, if your friends are lending you money with 9% interest in a month, you should maybe find new friends, okay? But let's see. Okay, so I have $32. All right, my KIV here is that my principal is equal to $32. Okay, and my interest is 9%. All right, and in 1 year, so that period of time, 1 month, 9% in 1 month. So the time period is 1 month. That's going to be important. So you see how many times, sorry. How many times this interest is ultimately charged. So in this case, it's only 1 time. Month. All right. So over here, I'm going to do my percent times my principal equal to my interest. You know what? I'm going to do equal to my total because that's what the question is asking me. How much will the friend owe him? Equal to total. Since I want to find the total that is owed, I'm going to multiply this by 1.09. All right, so essentially the friend, you're paying back 109%. As a decimal, that's 1.09. So I'm going to do 1.09 times 32. I'm going to do 1.09 times 32. I'm going to get $34.88. And I see that is answer C. Now, the mistake that Messiah had almost made, because she is very tired, is I almost just found the interest. And in that case, I would have picked A, and that would have meant that I had done all this great math, but I got the problem wrong because I just didn't read the question correctly. So that's why we really want to be careful of what we're being asked. So let's move down here. I'm going to get just a couple of the homework problems. Actually, no, I'm not, because I remember I'm giving you a different homework on this day. We're going to do one more of these. I'll do one more of these from the independent practice. So Hillary put $240 into an account that makes 7% interest every year. I want to go to that bank because I have never seen that much interest. How much money will be in the account after 5 years? So this is my period of time. So here's my key information box over here. All right. My principal is equal to 240. My interest, I'm going to call it my SI, my simple interest is plus 7%. So in this case, I'm earning that 7%, and my time period is 5 years. And I should indicate that it's 7% per year. All right. So what I want to do is I want to do two things. I want to find the, I have to do three things, right? First, I'm going to find the interest. Then I'm going to multiply that by 5. I'm going to add it to the 240. All right. Step 1, 7% interest. So I'm going to go my percent times my principal. I'm going to find my interest, so I'll put that I equals my SI. So my percent is 0.07 times 240 is equal to 0.07 times 240 0.07 times 240 is equal to $16.80 per year. So this account with simple interest is earning $16.80 per year. All right. So now I want to take this $16.80 and I'm going to multiply it by 5. All right. And I get $84. So over the 5 years, this account is earning $84. So I'm doing 240 plus 84. All right. Yep. So at the end of those 5 years, Hillary would have $324 in that account. Okay. I'm going to stop here. Interest is overwhelming. We will work on it a little bit more. I am going to put the Khan Academy videos on interest in the description box below because Sal Khan can explain this way better than I can. And more than this being something that you're going to have on a test, this is a really critical life lesson. So good luck. Have an awesome weekend. And I'll see you soon.